Okay, so what we have here is the HAVAC system, and this is what generates all the suction inside our duct cleaning trucks. And it's a far cry better, in our opinion, than using the PTO drive system to generate suction. And I'll get into the PTO stuff after, but this is what we've created, and we've been building it for a few years now. It's become very successful. And this will generate pretty much the exact same amount of suction as our old PTO driven trucks. And it's much simpler. It's a much simpler design. So to start off, we've got a 37 horsepower Briggs & Stratton Vanguard engine. And these new engines are actually EFI, so they're electronic fuel injected. So they're a lot easier to start in cold weather, a lot easier to regulate. And the fuel injection basically controls the whole engine, idle temperatures, everything. So it's a very simple, well-tested engine. The Vanguard is actually a big block series engine, so they're actually made by Toyota in Japan. And so they're very, very high quality. Coming off the engine, we've got a fluid coupler. And that's one of the most unique things about the HAVAC system, is that the fluid coupler is actually a disc filled with oil. And what happens is the engine comes out, drives this side of the coupler, and then oil shoots to the outside of the coupler, and that's what drives the shaft and the fan. So one of the beautiful parts about this is this fan is never actually connected to the engine. What's turning it is the oil, okay? And one of the nice things about using a fluid coupler is that it gives us an extra level of safety. So if you suck something up into that fan, you're not going to take out the crank of the engine, which can happen with a lot of these other systems. So the fluid coupler blocks everything, keeps it safe, and it also absorbs the harmonic vibration that comes off the fan when it's spinning naturally. And so that doesn't transfer through into the engine, so the engine's lasting a very, very long time. Next, what you've got is a 2-inch shaft on high-speed bearings. So you've got that's the same thickness of shaft that we used to run when we were running 40-inch blades. So it's a very thick, sturdy, hardened steel shaft, and then high-speed bearings, and these are the only 2 bearings you have to grease. A couple of shots in here every couple of weeks if you're running daily, and that's the only maintenance with the bearings that you have to deal with. If you come around the front, we've got our custom blade, and we build these blades ourselves in-house. We send them out to an independent company and have them balanced. And the reason we can still generate tremendous amounts of suction and have it be comparable to what our old PTO trucks used to be is our old trucks used to run a 40-inch blade, but they only spun at 1,200 RPMs. These new blades are 20 inches in diameter, but they're spinning at 2,800 to 3,200 RPMs. So they're spinning almost 3 times faster, and that's why we can run a smaller blade. Smaller blade, same suction, runs faster, much easier to run. And then in terms of maintenance, very simple. Change the oil every, say, 100 hours, 200 hours on the engine. Use synthetic 5W30. Check your oil every day. It's pretty basic, you know. And then as one extra added feature is we do run an alternator on the back of it through a stub shaft, and the alternator generates the electricity to power the cooling fans inside the unit. So it's all very simple, clean, economical to run. Also, these engines, if you're spinning them, you know, 3,000 RPMs, you're only burning maybe a gallon of fuel an hour. And so that's the other part. These things are very cheap to run. So the HAVAC system in general, quick, simple, easy, clean, and if it does break down, it's easy to fix.